Programmet presenteras av Carlsberg och Pokerstars. I förra avsnittet.
De 3 som helt enkelt har gått vidare då till nästa steg att intervjua stormålvakten Peter Schmeichel nere i Danmark är Emil, Andreas. Så har vi även valt Sia.
Grattis! Next in Football är tävlingen där första priset är en plats som reporter i Nyheter 24s EM-team. På plats i Kiev får vinnaren rapportera från Sveriges träningar och matcher, orientera sig i Camp Sweden och kanske det största av allt, uppleva EM-slutspelet 2012. Tre finalister kvar. Uppdrag: intervjua den gamla stormålvakten Peter Schmeichel i Köpenhamn.
För mig är Peter Schmeichel den största målvakten som jag i alla fall har fått uppleva. Möjligen att Oliver Kahn är där och nosar på andra platser, men nej, han är stor.
Jag har inte riktigt bestämt vinkel. Jag kommer nog ta lite av varje ur hans karriär och så får vi se vad det blir. Så det är så jag tänker.
Deltagarna får 10 minuter var med en av de allra största. En stjärna som träffat tusentals journalister, känd för sitt temperament och sitt engagemang. Håller nerverna. Vilka frågor ska de ställa? EM-vinsten 92, Champions League-vinsten 99.
Det här måste ju vara det största mötet, tror jag, i min journalistiska karriär. Jag har aldrig träffat någon som har den meritlistan som han har. Så det är det största. Så är det.
Det känns bra. Det känns bra för man får inte alltid den här möjligheten liksom, och då är det lika bra att göra något bra av det. Sen så blir det en bra merit att ha med sig liksom. Jag har intervjuat Peter Schmeichel.
Idag gäller det att leverera. För Peter Schmeichel kommer bara att skicka 2 stycken vidare till nästa steg.
Det känns nervöst. Betydligt mer nervöst än vad det gjorde när vi spelade poker tidigare. Det är liksom, vi har 10 minuter på oss så vi ska intervjua Peter Schmeichel och det är inte lång tid att bygga upp liksom en intervjukänsla och en intervjumiljö, så det är riktigt nervöst nu.
Andreas?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Andreas.
Nice to meet you, Peter. Yeah. So, how important is football to you?
Football is life, isn't it? Football has been all my life, and I think football's going to continue to be my life for as long as I'm on this planet. So I would say football is pretty important to me.
When you picked up the football the first time, you chose to be a goalkeeper, and you remained a goalkeeper your entire career. Why is that?
I won't say that it was my choice.
Oh, it wasn't?
Nah, I was pretty useless outfield, and I started outfield for about 10 minutes. I was a bit of a wild child, and I had no concept of rules or the idea of football. And I remember it took me at least 4 or 5 years to actually grasp the idea of offside. I wasn't bothered about that. Bothered about playing in the here and now. And the coach didn't like what he was seeing. So I think it was sort of protection to everyone else. He put me in goal, and it was a pretty good decision. I stayed in goal ever since.
Apart from scoring goals as a goalkeeper, you're also known for your temperament. Can you describe to me how your most heated argument with Sir Alex Ferguson was like?
No.
You can't?
You got to read my book.
Oh, okay.
It's in my book.
But so then when your career ended, you tried out a couple of different things, like being a pundit, and you've been on television shows like The Weakest Link. But what I'm most interested in is the Dirty Jobs that you hosted, the show. And you got to inseminate pigs.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Do you know what? I haven't done some TV jobs. I've been a TV host for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
I've been presenting Champions League in Denmark. I've done presenting on a quiz show, some charity shows, and yes, dirty jobs as well.
The insemination of the pigs, what was that like?
It was a challenge. It was. I said yes to do that series of Dirty Jobs because it was interesting. It was something different, something that I'd never thought I'd get the opportunity to do. I was going to say no to do that because it really was out of my comfort zone. But the producer said to me, I will do it, and if I do it, then you have to do it as well.
Yes. Thank you for the interview,
You're
Peter.
welcome.
Yes. Okay.
10 minutes are flying past.
It's very fast.
Thank you.
Ja, han var verkligen trevlig. Alltså, han var ju rätt hård också, så det var en mediavan kille helt enkelt, det märkte man. Och i och med det spåret som jag valde, att jag försökte få han att kanske berätta lite personliga saker, gjorde väl att han verkade ännu mer hård.
Men det betyder ju väldigt mycket, men det beror ju också på hur jag gör det. Om jag gör det bra så tror jag att det kan betyda väldigt mycket. Gör jag det sämre så har jag ju fortfarande mycket att lära, och på så sätt så, även om det är en dålig merit på så sätt, så är det något som jag kan lära mig av att ta med mig. Jag har fortfarande rätt mycket tid på mig.
Hello.
Pleasure and an honor.
How are you?
Very fine.
You good?
Yeah.
That's good.
And you?
I'm good.
You look good.
So do you. You got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, fire away.
Okay. First of all, I wonder about your name, Peter Schmeichel. Have you ever had any problem with pronouncing, and like teachers having problems with pronouncing your name?
Not teachers. When I first broke onto like the football scene in Denmark, there was a lot of different ways of spelling it.
How did they say it?
The people's always just said Schmeichel.
They always said
Always
Schmeichel.
said Schmeichel. In fact, my mother pronounces it Schmeichel.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, but she's the only one.
Okay.
Even my father says Schmeichel.
Okay.
But the pronunciation's never been a problem, but the spelling has been interesting.
Yeah. I know it myself because I have a harder name. If I say you would have made a good boxer, what do you say?
Of course I would.
Do you think you...
No, I tell you what, I do boxing training now.
Yeah, because...
It's some of the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and my coach is female, and she's a petite little girl. She's half my weight, you know. To spar with her, it's frightening.
Exactly.
I could never ever have been a boxer. It's
you could never ever be a boxer?
No, I'm too scared.
You're too scared?
Yeah.
But you're not scared to go out on full arenas and...
No. But that's...
Boxing is
Do you know what? It's funny because that... it may be a bit sort of arrogant to say is nothing. It is nothing. It is something, of course. It's something you train to do. So the first time and the second time and the fifth time and the 20th time, you know, it affects you. But you get to a point where you trust your ability to a degree that you don't think about all that. You only realize, or you only think about it when they're not there. So when you come out for a half-full stadium, you think, what's going on here, you know? But when it's full, it's normal. And it's just part of the furniture, if you like.
Okay. 1999, you won the Champions League. You have probably told the story to everyone. I want to know if your celebration was planned before, and how the after party was. Who drank the most beers?
The thing about the after party, I have no clue because I can't remember. And it was not drink, it was nothing. It's just the intensity of the occasion and the 10 days that we've gone through, where we won the championship, the FA Cup, and lastly we won the Champions League. The intensity, you know, it was like a balloon that got deflated. And I honestly can't remember nothing until we got back to Manchester.
Try to shake my hand.
Why?
Gary Neville.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember that? And
Yeah.
have you talked to him after it?
Of course.
What did you
So,
say?
no, this is the same thing about the arguments and the discussions. Gary Neville is a true and born winner. I played with him for many years. I would not like him in any other frame of mind than that day.
Okay, I have some fast questions. Like, you just answer and then I go on. Which player shirt that you have changed with are you most proud of having?
I should have been prepared for this. I'll come back to that in a second.
Okay. Ronaldo or Messi?
Oh, for sure, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo il fenomeno or Zinedine Zidane?
He's what?
Ronaldo the phenomenon, the Brazilian one.
No.
Or
Well,
Zinedine
no.
Zidane.
The current one.
Okay. Yeah, I know, but different question.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that was your 10 minutes.
Yeah. I was going to ask you Davor Suker or Davor Suker. But I didn't.
But
Thank you.
you should
It's a good
praise
one.
yourself lucky you never got to that.
It's an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Your papers.
Nej, jag har inte förberett mig någonting faktiskt. Jag har förberett mig rätt mycket. Jag har lusläst det mesta på internet som man kan få in på 2 dagar. Jag köpte en bok också, men den har inte hunnit komma. Kollat en hel del VM-krönikor, även några på danska faktiskt. Innan så kändes det ganska lugnt och allt var bra sådär, men nu börjar det närma sig och nervositeten kryper på.
Hello.
Hello Peter.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's a real honor to meet you.
It's a good honor to meet you too. Sit down. You've got 10 minutes
Yeah, thank you.
and the time starts now.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the upcoming Euros
Yes.
this summer. Which team do you hold as a favorite for the title?
I have said, funnily enough, and I've got a video to prove this, that Bayern Munich will win the Champions League and that Germany will win the Euros.
Oh, what about Sweden's chances?
I think Sweden are pretty much like Denmark. You need Zlatan.
Yeah.
You need him to work in the team. You need him to produce for the team. We need Benton to do the same. I know people in Sweden are talking about Zlatan. Sometimes it's a better team without Zlatan. I mean, I can only disagree. I mean, I strongly disagree. If you take players like Zlatan out of the equation, football is losing. Losing big time. We need Zlatan because he's absolutely fantastic. He's a great guy to talk about because he delivers something we can always talk about. He's interesting because there's some kind of mystique about him. You don't really know exactly who he is, what he's going to do. I think he's a great football player. He's up there, top 50 ever in the world, I'm pretty sure. His ability is limitless. He can do anything with a football. He's a big guy. I've never seen a big guy so good with the ball, and he moves so smoothly, and no one can read him. But if he needs to fight and be the big target man, he's also that.
And you got one really big similarity with you, I think. It's the winning mentality. You can see it in your eyes when you played, and you can see it in Zlatan's eyes now. Do you think that's the...
I think Zlatan is one of my favorite players because I like him for all the things I said. Yes, and he wants to win, and he takes no prisoners. You know, if he feels that something is wrong, he will make people know this is wrong. He will not make the coach know, he will make the players know. For Sweden to have any kind of chance, I think you need Zlatan, and you need him at his very best.
Some people say that our goalkeeper, Andreas Isaksson, is our biggest weakness. What do you think about Andreas Isaksson?
I don't think so. I think he's a good goalkeeper. I think when he got the chance with Manchester City, it was a very difficult or weird. Let me just finish this. It was a weird time for Manchester City because it was in between. They just sold it. It was sold on again, and he never really got the long, consistent time to make an impression. But I like him. I think he's a good goalkeeper. Yeah. I think everyone has good goalkeepers. I looked at this, of course.
Yeah,
I think they all have good goalkeepers.
Yeah, he's not like you though. He's not a winner. He's not a...
He's taller.
Yeah, he is, but he's not...
Your time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure likewise.
You're a legend.
Thanks a lot.
När klockan ringde så blev jag ganska förvånad. Jag visste att 10 minuter skulle vara kort, men det här var kortare än vad jag hade tänkt. Det var några frågor som inte hanns med.
Okay, guys, that was interesting. It was clear that you came well prepared. You had 10 minutes. You knew that. You had 10 minutes to get my attention, because my job is to send two of you on to the next stage of this competition. You had 3 sort of different approaches to me, and for me, to keep me interested as someone to be interviewed, I like things to be fresh. I like things to be... so, for instance, you took the opportunity to get information about my take on the Euros, which I thought was good. You had a good angle into that. It made me sort of straight away feel this is interesting. And then you took me back to '92, and what are Denmark's chances and what are Sweden's chances? And I thought that was really good. That was a good use of your 10 minutes with me, because it gives you something which people can't go on YouTube or on the internet and read about that. It's something that you have got out of me. This is exclusive. So you spent your 10 minutes really well. So did you, the two of you. But I have to say, for me, you were the best one. It's the one where I felt sort of, hey, so you're on to the next stage.
Thank you.
And so it's between you two guys. And the way that you sort of, you were very interested in getting into me and things that I've done in my sort of time. And for me, you touched on something which I find absolutely uninteresting. And that was the whole temperament with Ferguson, trying to get that out. And I think you will find, if you speak to other people like me, other former players, we will all sort of think, oh, it's annoying, because everyone, all the media's always tried to get to that sort of angle. You touched on it a little bit, but you got away from it straight away. And for that reason, I have to say I'm sorry. That's one thing that I didn't like about your interview, and therefore you were the second person. But I'm telling you, you're really, really lucky your time ran out. Because if you asked that question about Suka, you would have gone, honestly. And I'm telling you, because that's an annoying question. And the one thing you don't do if you get an opportunity to have 10 minutes with someone is annoy them. And the Suka question would really have annoyed me. So you're very, and he was just about to ask it when the time ran out, and you still did. And I have to be completely fair and say it was 10 minutes. How did you use the 10 minutes? And that was the one thing that saved you. So I'm sorry, Andreas. You did well. It was very, very close between the two of you, but you did. I thought you did well, and I would speak to you again, which is so. Good advice is to keep on that track, because that's what people like me, we like that, because we've been used in a constructive way, and you still get something out of me and something from me. So congratulations to the two and commiseration. I'm really sorry.
Ja, det är tungt alltså, det är tråkigt. Man har kommit så här långt och fått komma hit liksom, men man har ändå fått uppleva väldigt mycket hela tiden liksom. Spelat poker och träffat Peter Schmeichel och fått knyta kontakter. Så jag är ändå nöjd på det stora hela, men naturligtvis väldigt besviken över att jag inte gick vidare.
Känsla stort. Lite sådär på håret kan man tycka, men det känns bra som fan.
Jag trodde inte att jag skulle bli så här glad faktiskt, men det känns jävligt kul att få beröm av en så stor spelare som Schmeichel. Det känns bara fånigt. Sjukt bra.
I nästa avsnitt ska det avgöras. Emil eller Sia. Juryn har ingen lätt uppgift framför sig när de ska bestämma vem som blir next in football.
Det där är så jävla skönt!
herregud.